Happy Monday, guys. This is James with Tennyson Financial Group, here to give you guys some news that you can use. So, first things first, while everybody's loading up and getting on, I'm going to discuss a couple of deadlines that we have coming up in the next few days. September 15th, guys, is the deadline for your estimated tax payments. That's a due date for your estimated tax payments. Also, if you have an S-Corp or 1065, that deadline will be September the 15th. And then also October the 15th of this year, we will be the extension deadline for your individual 1040s with those clients who filed an extension and are looking to go ahead and get that squared away. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. The child tax credit. What is it? We still have some stragglers. They've been putting it on the news. They've been blasting it, all of this good stuff. We still getting people calling and saying, what the heck is that? So, child tax credit. You get a credit if you have dependents, qualifying children, okay? What the government decided to do was start giving advances on that money from July all the way to December of 2021. The key word that I want you guys to understand is advance. Advance means they're giving you money and this credit now for your taxes for next year when you file in these taxes. So it could potentially adjust your refund or mess you all the way up depending on whatever your status is. So regardless of the fact, no tax person, no taxpayer has the exact same situation. You can take the person with one kid and working at the same job, and their tax returns might look completely different. So you've got to do what's best for you. If you don't have a tax professional or your tax professional is shut down for the year, you need to find one. You can give us a call or set up a consultation and we can try to work something out, or find somebody who who you can deal with. So what does that mean? They're giving this money based off of this year's taxes or 2019's taxes. Okay, so the money that you made in 2020 and you filed your taxes, that's what they're basing this credit on. Or in 2019, the taxes that you filed, they're basing it off of that. So if you haven't filed your 2020 taxes, this year's taxes, then you need to go ahead and get that done so that way that you can at least be in the system. Outside of that, how much money are they giving? So I got a list over here. A little cheat sheet, if you will. $300 per kid, ages up to 5. So if your kid is up to 5 years old, you're getting $300 per dependent, per qualifying child. If they're between the ages of 6 and 17, you're getting $250 per child. If you're not getting them, then don't worry about it. You still might want to opt out, because of the tax implications that may come with it. So while they're giving this money, they're giving this money for people who really need it. And so with that being said, if you're in between certain thresholds, guys, this will apply to you. Some of it might not apply to you. Okay, so if you are single and you're making below $75,000, you will qualify for the entire amount of the $300 up to 5 or the $250 up to 17. Okay, now head of household, $112,500. That would entitle you for the full amount per dependent per qualifying child, and up to $150,000 if you're married filing joint. So those are the people who are getting these advances in full amount. So why might you want to opt out? Okay, so why might you want to opt out? A lot of taxpayers, they don't necessarily care about a refund, and so if they're not caring about a refund, all they want to do is break even. Well, if the children are typically what's breaking you even, and they're giving you this advance credit now, and you don't necessarily need it, then that might be a situation where you want to opt out. Say you and the other parent alternate years of carrying the qualifying child. that may be a situation where, you know, it may or may not be accurate. If you're alternating years, this may apply to you. Another thing is, if your income has dramatically changed, if your income has gone up or down. I know several people who income has dramatically went up over the past year or so, and they're giving this advance right now, and they don't necessarily need the money. They're just like, oh, I got some extra money. So here's the thing. The actual amount that you qualify for, you know, you won't know the correct amount until you file next year for 2022. Okay? So what does that mean? That means if they're giving you this money, and you don't know if you're getting the correct amount or if you should even be receiving it, you won't even know if it's correct until you file your taxes, or if you were paid the correct amount until next year when you file your taxes. So to avoid all of that, you know, madness, because obviously this year it was a lot of madness, you know, you might want to go ahead and opt out. Now, thresholds. You will not be required to pay this back if you are under these thresholds. So if you're single, making less than $40,000, you will not be required to pay this money back. If you are, if you're overpaid per se. So if you're head of household, $50,000, that's your threshold. And if you're married, filing joint, if you're making less than $60,000, you will not be required to pay this money back. Okay, so if you're not required to pay that money back, then this doesn't apply to you. This is for those people who are not making money and they need this right now to be able to take care of their family. If it's just $250, you know, $250 is still $250. But if you don't need it, man, opt out, because you rather, you know, get that liability taken care of right now than dealing with a tax bill next year, and you probably have to come out of, say, you know, a couple of thousand, depending on how many children that you have. You know, that could affect you quite differently when it comes time to filing your taxes next year, especially if you won't know the correct amount to be paid. If you want to add a kid or update your payment or opt out, whatever situation applies to you, then you can do that through this over here. Now I'm gonna leave the link in all of the posts that I leave or whatnot, so that way you guys can get right there with it, if that makes sense, and go directly to the source. A lot of y'all, I'm a visual learner, so some of you guys are visual learners, you actually have to see it. So, Child Tax Credit Update Portal. This is what it's going to look like, guys. You're going to go, you're going to click on Manage Advance Payments, and then it's going to take you to this one. Alright, now if you don't have an account, you create an account. One of two ways that you can do it. You can do it with the IRS account. If you already have one, then you just log in, and it's pretty simple. It takes you directly to it. It gives you an option to manage my payments, all of that good stuff. Or it'll tell you if you qualify or if you don't qualify. With the username, if you're going to create an IRS account, then they're probably going to have you use something tied to your credit. And when I say tied to your credit, it's because the identity verification, they want to make sure that this money and these options are being provided to the correct people that it needs to go to. So a credit card statement, a mortgage statement, a car note, something of that sort is what you can use to create the IRS portal account. Even if you don't know what you're doing and you just want to go back in and play with it later, you need to create you an account just so you can kind of see what the heck is going on. A lot of people try to use student loans. I'd be wary of the student loans, because depending on the type of student loan, it may not enable you to create your account using the IRS username. Okay, I got a lot of people who the only thing they have on their credit is just the student loans, and that's you know, their issue. So outside of that, then you can go to the ID Me and create an account here. Create an account here. Now this is the one if you're creating an IRS account where you got to put in all of your information, all that good stuff. This one is probably more longevity wise. This one right here. Now with this one, I've seen where they want to see your ID. They want you to upload a picture ID or your driver's license, the front and the back, and then once they validate, then you can manage your payments or update your banking information and all of that good stuff. So with that being said, hey, if you need some assistance, feel free to give us a call, set up a consultation, or go to the website. The information is provided. Guys, you want to pay attention to this stuff, because although the IRS says that this won't affect refunds next year, I just don't believe them. I still have clients that are drizzling out one at a time, two at a time, and you know, they've been filed months ago. Depending on what type of situation that they're dealing with, some of them they're just putting them on the back burner because they got other stuff that's more imperative for them to take care of. They're trying to make it through, guys. So if you do not know what your situation is going to be, don't do anything to delay the process longer. Take control of your situation, and if you need some assistance, reach out to a tax professional. I don't care whether it's us or anybody who can help you out. Once again, we're going to keep giving you guys information. You guys, you know, stay tuned, hit the like, subscribe button, go to whatever page or platform that you saw this on, and support the team. You know, outside of that, until next time, y'all have a blessed day.